All right, we're back for another deep dive. And today
Yeah.
we're looking
We're
at
go deep.
the career of somebody who
Okay.
maybe you know from one specific genre, but really it's so much more than that.
Well,
And that is
good morning.
the one and only Tony Todd.
Tony Todd, yeah.
And I think when people hear that name, right, the first thing that probably pops into their head is Candyman.
Yeah, without a doubt.
But there
Right.
is
Oh, yeah.
so much more to this guy's career
Yeah.
than just that one iconic role. It's Shakespeare, it's sci-fi, it's voice acting. He's done it all.
It's pretty wild when you look at the scope of his career.
I think it's wild to think about what connects, like, Star Trek to Transformers
Okay.
to, like, a Pulitzer Prize winning playwright.
Yeah.
The connection there is Tony Todd.
Yeah. You don't get much more of a spectrum than that.
So are you ready to kind of see how deep this rabbit hole goes?
Let's dive in. When I think about Tony Todd, it's really the depth that he brings to every role. It doesn't matter if it's like, full-on horror or if he's playing something more dramatic or even comedic. He just has this presence.
So let's start at the beginning. Where does this all begin?
So Tony Todd, born in Washington, D.C.,
Okay.
but raised in Hartford, Connecticut. And that's where things really start to take shape. Goes to the University of Connecticut, and then a little later on, the Eugene O'Neill National Theater Institute.
Now that's a detail for our theater fans out there.
Yeah.
Eugene O'Neill.
Huge name in theater, right?
But, okay, we got to talk about it. We got to talk about the thing that I think everybody thinks about when they think of Tony Todd.
Oh, let's talk about Candyman.
Candyman.
Candyman, yeah.
This is his breakout role.
1992.
It's not your typical slasher movie.
No, and that's what I think is so interesting about it, right? Like, you watch it, and it's got this psychological depth, and it's haunting, and it goes beyond just the jump scares.
Yeah.
And that voice of his is really a character unto itself. It's like otherworldly, What do you think makes it so effective?
I think the combination of the voice, right?
Yeah.
It's just so deep and resonant. And then just his physical presence, too.
Mhm.
Like, he
commands attention.
he commands your attention. But this is just the tip of the iceberg.
Oh, yeah.
This is just the tip of the iceberg when it comes to this guy.
Candyman is amazing, but we're just scratching the surface.
Okay, so like we were saying, he defies categorization.
He really does.
So you go from Candyman to something like Final Destination, which is a very different kind of horror.
Totally different.
But then you've got, like, The Rot,
Big action thriller.
The Crow,
A revenge story, yeah.
a revenge story, yeah.
Yeah.
And you go from the really raw emotion of something like The Crow to something like A Klingon Warrior, right?
Yeah, that's quite a range, isn't it?
So do you have a favorite Tony Todd performance, like outside of Candyman?
It's tough to choose, but his role as Kern, Worf's brother in Star Trek. Oh, wow.
The Next Generation and Deep Space Nine?
Yeah.
That one always comes to
Okay.
mind. Because I think it shows just how versatile he is as an actor. He can totally hold his own in a sci-fi world like Star
And
Trek.
I think that opens him up to a whole different audience, too,
For
from just
sure.
horror. And
Absolutely.
he's in the X-Files. He's in Smallville.
Oh, yeah. He pops up
He's
everywhere.
in 24.
That's right.
Like, his television credits are just as long as his film credits. And then you look at his stage work, too, and it's just as impressive.
Yeah, his commitment to theater is pretty
And
remarkable.
especially when you look at the playwrights that he chooses to work with, like August Wilson.
Yeah.
That reveals something about his dedication to the craft.
August Wilson is a Pulitzer Prize winning playwright. His work, like King Hedley II, which Tony starred in, it deals with some really complex issues about race and identity in
Yeah.
America. Really powerful
So you've
stuff.
got horror icon, sci-fi star, and award-nominated stage actor.
And we're not done yet.
There's more? Wait, what else
Well,
has he
he's
done?
also a very accomplished voice actor. I
Oh,
mean,
that's
his
right.
voice is perfect for it, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
He voiced the Fallen in Transformers, Revenge of the Fallen.
Oh,
There's
wow.
Jean Enough. I mean,
Yeah.
the man does it all.
He really does. It makes you
Mhm.
wonder, like, what is it about his acting style
Yeah.
that connects with so many different kinds of audiences?
I think he's just got this commitment to every role he takes on, no matter what it is.
Yeah.
Like, he inhabits his characters fully, and there's this weightiness, this gravitas that he brings to each one.
Mhm.
It's not just playing a part, he's telling you a story.
It makes you think, what does it say about an actor who can convincingly play a vengeful spirit, a Klingon warrior, and a giant
It really
robot?
speaks to his talent, his dedication, and that power of transformation that he has, He makes you
Yeah.
believe in the impossible, which is kind of the magic of great acting.
Well, there you have it. We've gone beyond the Candyman mask, and we've seen all the different facets of Tony Todd's incredible career. Horror, sci-fi, stage. He can
It
do it
really
all.
does challenge us to think about, like, what are the boundaries of genre, really? I mean, can you
Yeah.
even categorize an actor like Tony Todd?
That's a good question for everybody to think
Uh-huh.
about. I hope this has inspired you to go check out more of Tony
Oh,
Todd's
yeah,
work.
definitely. He's got a huge filmography.
There's a whole world of Tony Todd out there waiting to be discovered.